Hello everyone and welcome to Blue Spoon Veggie. Recently I was defrosting one of my two freezers. I'll link that video below, and in this video I'm restocking a little, taking advantage of some good supermarket offers and topping up some home prepped freezer foods. I'll show you my low-tech method of keeping track of what's in the freezers. Maybe your way is different, and I hope it will be interesting to see. If you aren't already subscribed, please do click the subscribe button below. So let me show you what's in my kitchen freezer drawers just now, and then I'll top them up a bit and update my notes. I use this top drawer to store anything sweet: ice cream, desserts, custard portions, cookies to bake straight from frozen, and fruit like these bananas and brambles. These bags of frozen fruit were 4 for the price of 3, so I took advantage of that offer and stocked up. It's pie season just now in a cold weather comfort food sense, so I'll slice this apple pie into portions. I might not want to bake the whole pie at once, and place it back in the box. As well as being handy to have food stocked up in the house, taking full advantage of your available freezer space saves money. Smaller or individual pack sizes are pricier per serving. In the middle drawer are bready things like bagels, rolls and croissants, and accompaniments like chips, garlic bread and rice. I'll talk about freezing rice later on. These nice Albert Bartlett chips were half price, so I picked up a bag of them. This Marks & Spencer multi-buy saves a little money, and I can add this garlic flatbread to the accompaniments section. I'll freeze the pasta sauce too, but it goes in a different drawer. We're out of homemade gravy just now, so I've made up a batch of that and added it to the accompaniments stash, essential to go with all those roasts. We like this Jackson's bread, and it was on offer recently, so I'll bag some of it up and add it to the bread section. Bagels were also reduced, so I've sliced them in half, pop them back in the bag, and I'll add them to the middle drawer. If you'd like to freeze portions of cooked rice, it's very easy to do. Once you've cooked and drained the rice as normal, let it cool for around 20 minutes. I like to set a timer so I don't forget about it. Then transfer to a box or bag, chill in the fridge for half an hour. I'll set a timer for that too, until it's completely cold. Then pop it straight in the freezer and you'll have a portion of rice that didn't go to waste and you can heat up quickly. It is important to cool rice quickly and freeze straight away, otherwise there's a risk of harmful bacteria sneaking in. To reheat the rice, add 1 dessert spoon, that's 2 teaspoons of water, then microwave. This single portion takes 3 minutes on full power, which in my microwave is 800 watts. Make sure the rice is nice and hot before serving. You can see the texture is fluffy, and being frozen hasn't damaged the rice. I would aim to use up this rice within 3 months. Something else I like to have in this accompaniments drawer is prepared potatoes in some form or other. Sometimes that might be mash, or parboiled wedges, or potatoes for roasting. Just now I don't have any frozen potatoes, so I'm making up some gnocchi to freeze. These little potato dumplings freeze well and can be pan-fried straight from frozen in just 5 to 10 minutes. That's how I always cook them for a nice crisp coating. It always seems quite amazing to me that just some floury potatoes, egg and flour can turn into light soft dumplings which you can serve in a variety of ways. Boil them briefly at this stage, then coat well in olive oil. I'll link my recipe for gnocchi below. It's very simple and fun to make. Spread on a tray, allow to cool, then freeze. Once the gnocchi are frozen, transfer them to a bag. Handy to have in the freezer to serve with sauce as a side dish. You could also serve gnocchi as a main dish with a lemon sauce and some asparagus. I'll link this recipe down below too. So let's take a look now at how I keep track of all this food. I use a very low-tech way of recording what's in my freezers, just a notebook and pencil. I note down the quantity of most foods, but I'm probably not going to count up all the cookies though. There's 1 page for each freezer, and I have a few headings for each drawer to help me keep organised. Then I can just add in the new items in the right place, and it's easy to find things just by taking a quick glance at the page. If I've circled an item, it means I want to use it up soon. I used to keep an area of the freezer where I gathered everything to be used up, but I never remembered to look there. Do you have a clever method for using up your freezer odds and ends? Using pencil means I can easily update quantities when I add more of a food, as with the bagels. And since I've cooked the rice and replaced it with a new portion, I've added the new date and I can rub out the circle. Back to the freezer now before I update my records for the next drawer. I store ingredients for cooking and vegetables in the bottom drawer. What I have in here varies. Sometimes I'll have chilies and lemon juice cubes. Just now I have lots of cheese, which I stocked up on when it was on offer. Red Leicester, goat's cheese, both soft and hard. Veggies like sweet corn, edamame beans, peas, green beans and sugar snaps, and cauliflower. Lots of prepped ginger cubes, passata bars, just frozen leftover passata, half a can of leftover haricot beans, some puff pastry rectangles for making tarts, larger pieces of puff pastry for whatever else I might want to make, and some tortillas and chapatis to use in quesadillas and other meals. I've just run out of my frozen stocks of paneer, the Indian cooking cheese, so I'm slicing up a couple of packs and will add them to the ingredients drawer. You can cook them straight from frozen and it cooks very quickly. It's handy to have some prepped peppers and onions in the freezer. I use both all the time in cooking and my freezer is lacking both just now, so I'll get on with restocking them. I freeze peppers raw, just slice or chop to your chosen size. Frozen vegetables are best used within 3 to 4 months from the time you freeze them, so it's best to freeze smallish amounts, then replace them with fresh. The veggies are still safe to eat beyond this time, but the quality might start to deteriorate. Pop the chopped peppers in a bag, squeezing out as much air as you can. Then you can add straight to soups, stir-fries, curries, anything you like. You can freeze chopped onions raw on trays, then transfer to bags, and I often do, but it's also useful to have some ready cooked onions in the freezer. I'm cooking up these 2 massive onions in butter. Well, they were priced individually, so they're full of flavour to add straight into recipes or use as a topping for things like pizza. If you cook food before freezing, it also extends its life and helps stop the quality deteriorating. I like to use these silicone ice cube trays with lids for freezing a variety of foods. They're not too expensive and the frozen cubes are easy to remove. Then you can reclaim your tray to use again and pop the cubes in freezer bags. Make a note on the bag of how much onion is in each bar. I think this quantity is more like 2 standard size onions, so each portion is just under half a smaller onion. Then I can add the peppers and onion, as well as the paneer, to my book. Along with the date, I prep the onions and peppers. You might have noticed that not everything in my freezer has a date. I don't bother noting a date for cheese, for example, and I've never had any problems with it. Although I like to rotate foods in around 3 months, the food will still be perfectly safe to eat after that. There are lots of other things to do besides taking care of frozen foods, and the food won't go to waste, so I'm not too worried. So that freezer's looking pretty well stocked now, and I've updated my notes, so over to the other freezer now. I recently defrosted this freezer, that video's linked down below. I use the top drawer for prepared foods like corn roasts, Indian side dishes, pizzas, and veggie fingers. I saw these cauldron sausages, and the roasts were on 3 for 2, so I got 3 of each. These tenders and escallops were both 3 for £5, a really good price. In go the sausages too. I'm feeling fully stocked for a good while, which feels great. Now for a few quick updates to my notebook, changing quantities and adding in the new items. In the middle drawer, I store homemade foods. In winter we get through lots of soup, so I always have plenty. I think we can worry too much about perfect freezer etiquette, so I'm going to show you some soups I froze and why I'm not worried about lapses in following my own rules. No date. I've noted the type of soup though. Was I in a hurry? We'll never know. This one has gone well past the 3 months use by I usually aim for. August last year. No date, no description, no nothing. I do know it's soup though. This one will also be fine to eat and the flavour will come as a surprise. And my freezer notes reflect that that soup never got recorded. There's no sign of it. Easily remedied. That's what these freezer checks are for after all. I've also circled the oldest soups to remind me to get a move on and use them up. But if even zookeepers have to do a stock take, their words, to keep track of the animals, I don't feel too bad for losing 1 bag of soup in the freezer. So why am I so confident this food won't go to waste or be harmful to eat? See this advice from the Food Standards Agency. Isn't it reassuring? So in spite of the soup to be used up, I've made even more soup. Blue cheese tastes great in soup, and I wanted to use up some leftovers. I also made a lentil cottage pie and lasagna for this drawer, and here's some leftover lentil ragu, which I froze in small portions. You can find the recipe for all of these in my lentil ragu video, which I'll link below. And down at the bottom I keep more corn, but in the form of pieces, mince, meatballs and crispy nuggets. Maybe they should be in the top drawer. I also keep pasta sauce down here. It just seems to make sense to me. The supermarkets had some really good corn deals earlier in the year, maybe for those on a January diet, so I took advantage of those and topped up on pieces and mince. Be sure to take advantage of your freezer when you find a really good deal, and buy a couple extra if you can. As part of the pasta deal, I've split the sauce between 2 little boxes and I'll add them to this drawer. The last bits of updating now. That's the new homemade meals and soups added in, and the bottom drawer recorded. And I'll circle these palmiers I made before Christmas to remind me to use them up too. I hope you found something useful or interesting in this video, and thanks for watching. Bye for now from Blue Spoon Veggie.